Welcome to Hidden Dangers in Your Diet, Foods that Increase Inflammation. Before we dive into the list of dietary culprits, let's take a moment to understand what inflammation is and why it's a big deal. Inflammation is your body's natural response to injury or infection. Think of it as your immune system's way of sending out the fire trucks to put out a blaze. When you sprain an ankle or catch a cold, inflammation kicks in to help you heal. It's a good thing, right? Well, yes and no. While acute inflammation is a normal part of the healing process, chronic inflammation is like those fire trucks never leaving the scene. Eventually, it causes more damage than it repairs. Chronic inflammation has been linked to a host of health problems, from arthritis and heart disease to diabetes and even some cancers. It's like having a smoldering ember that, if left unchecked, can turn into a raging inferno. That's why understanding and managing inflammation is crucial for long-term health and well-being. So, how does your diet fit into this? Certain foods can act as gasoline on that smoldering ember, fueling chronic inflammation. We're talking about high-sugar snacks, processed foods, trans fats, and other dietary villains that can push your body's inflammation levels into overdrive. When you consume these inflammation-inducing foods regularly, your body reacts by releasing chemicals that promote inflammation. This can lead to a vicious cycle of increased risk for chronic diseases, persistent pain, and general malaise. The good news is that by making smarter dietary choices, you can reduce inflammation and improve your overall health. In this video, we'll reveal the hidden dangers lurking in your diet and how they contribute to inflammation. From sugary cereals to processed meats, we'll break down the foods that could be doing you more harm than good. But don't worry. We'll also provide tips on how to replace these inflammatory foods with healthier alternatives. Get ready to uncover the truth about the foods that might be sneaking inflammation into your body and learn how to kick them out for good. Let's jump in and take the first step toward a healthier, less inflammatory diet. Number 1. Sugar and high fructose corn syrup. Sugar, the sweet temptation that seems to be everywhere. While it may make our taste buds happy, it can do a number on our bodies, especially when it comes to inflammation. Let's dig into why sugar and its notorious sidekick, high fructose corn syrup, HFCS, are bad news for your health. Sugar isn't just a treat for your taste buds. It's like a spark for inflammation in your body. When you consume too much sugar, it leads to a spike in blood glucose, causing your body to pump out insulin to manage the chaos. Keep this up, and you'll end up with insulin resistance, a precursor to diabetes and a big contributor to chronic inflammation. It's like turning on a constant alarm that never shuts off. Sugar also promotes the production of advanced glycation end products, AGEs. These compounds are like tiny troublemakers, damaging tissues and contributing to aging. They can lead to all sorts of issues, from arthritis to heart disease. So, if you think that extra donut is worth it, think again. Sugar and HFCS are hiding everywhere. Sure, they're in candy and soda, but did you know they're also in things like bread, pasta sauces, and even healthy yogurts? It's like playing hide and seek with a sugar-coated ninja. Good luck finding them all. To keep these sneaky sugars at bay, start by checking food labels for anything ending in ose, sucrose, glucose, maltose, and especially high fructose corn syrup. Opt for whole, unprocessed foods, and sweeten naturally with fruit, honey, or maple syrup. Choose healthier snacks like fresh fruit, and switch from sugary drinks to water or unsweetened tea. With these changes, you'll reduce inflammation and enjoy a healthier lifestyle without the sugar overload. Number 2. Trans fats and processed foods. Trans fats and processed foods are the double trouble of the diet world. Not only do they contribute to inflammation, but they also increase the risk of heart disease, the #1 killer in many countries. Let's explore why trans fats are so harmful, where they're hiding, and how you can keep them off your plate. Trans fats are a type of unhealthy fat created through hydrogenation, a process that turns liquid oils into solid fats. This makes them useful for industrial food production because they have a long shelf life and a desirable texture. However, they're terrible for your health. Trans fats raise bad cholesterol, LDL, and lower good cholesterol, HDL, a dangerous combination that can lead to heart disease. They also trigger inflammation throughout the body, increasing the risk of diabetes, arthritis, and other chronic conditions. Eating trans fats is like inviting a troublemaker to your party. They might seem harmless at first, but eventually, they'll wreak havoc and leave you with a mess to clean up. Trans fats are often hidden in processed foods, which can make them difficult to avoid. They're found in margarine, shortening, and some vegetable oils. But they're also lurking in baked goods like cookies and cakes, fried foods like donuts and French fries, and even in packaged snacks like chips and crackers. When reading food labels, look for partially hydrogenated oils. That's a clear sign of trans fats. To steer clear of trans fats and processed foods, focus on whole, unprocessed options. Instead of margarine, choose butter or healthier oils like olive oil. Skip the deep-fried foods and opt for grilled or baked options. And when you're shopping for snacks, choose fresh fruits, vegetables, or nuts instead of anything that comes in a crinkly package. By avoiding trans fats and processed foods, you're taking a big step toward reducing inflammation and protecting your heart health. It's a win-win. Your body will feel better, and you won't miss those trans fat-filled treats. Stay vigilant and enjoy a healthier, inflammation-free diet. Number 3. Refined carbohydrates. Refined carbohydrates are like the sugar-coated villains of the food world. They might look harmless, but they can cause all sorts of trouble, especially when it comes to inflammation. Let's explore why refined carbs are problematic, where they're commonly found, and how you can make healthier choices. Refined carbohydrates are processed to remove most of their fiber and nutrients, leaving behind a stripped-down version of their former selves. This processing not only makes them less nutritious, but it also causes them to be digested quickly, leading to rapid spikes in blood sugar. When blood sugar levels soar, your body releases insulin to bring them back down. This roller coaster of blood sugar and insulin can lead to chronic inflammation and, over time, insulin resistance. It's like eating a bag of fireworks, exciting at first, but you know there's going to be a big bang and a lot of smoke afterwards. And if this pattern continues, it can pave the way for health issues like diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. Not exactly the kind of party you want to attend, right? Refined carbohydrates are everywhere, hiding in plain sight. They're in white bread, white rice, and most pastas. They also make appearances in breakfast cereals, pastries, and desserts. Basically, if it's white and fluffy, it's probably a refined carbohydrate. It's like they have a secret club, and the only way to join is by shedding all your fiber and nutritional value. To keep refined carbs from hijacking your diet, look for whole grains. These are the superheroes of the carbohydrate world, packed with fiber, vitamins, and minerals. Choose whole wheat bread, brown rice, quinoa, and whole grain pasta. They digest more slowly, providing a steady stream of energy without the blood sugar spikes. When shopping, look for labels that say 100% whole grain or whole wheat. And don't be fooled by multigrain or wheat. These can still be refined. By making the switch to whole grains, you're choosing a path that helps reduce inflammation and keeps your energy levels on an even keel. So, kick those refined carbs to the curb and embrace the whole grain goodness. Your body will thank you, and you'll be one step closer to a healthier, more vibrant life. Number 4. Processed meats and high-fat dairy. Processed meats and high-fat dairy products. Sounds tasty, right? Unfortunately, these foods often come with a side of inflammation. Let's explore why these seemingly innocent foods can be harmful, the health risks they pose, and how to swap them for healthier alternatives. Processed meats, like bacon, sausage, hot dogs, and deli meats, are convenient and delicious, but they're often loaded with preservatives, artificial additives, and unhealthy fats. These additives, such as nitrates and nitrites, can trigger inflammation in the body. Combine that with the high levels of saturated fat, and you've got a recipe for chronic inflammation. High-fat dairy products, like whole milk, cheese, and butter, can also contribute to inflammation. These foods contain saturated fats, which, when consumed in excess, can increase inflammatory markers in the body. It's like adding extra logs to a fire that's already smoldering. The health risks associated with processed meats and high-fat dairy are no joke. Studies have linked processed meats to an increased risk of heart disease, certain cancers, and type 2 diabetes. High-fat dairy has been connected to similar health concerns, especially when consumed in large amounts over time. Consuming too much of these foods can lead to weight gain, high cholesterol, and a greater likelihood of developing chronic illnesses. It's like a fast track to Inflammationville, and that's not a place you want to visit. So, How can you enjoy your meals without inviting inflammation to the table? Start by swapping out processed meats for lean proteins like chicken, fish, or plant-based options like beans and lentils. These alternatives are lower in saturated fat and don't contain harmful preservatives. For high-fat dairy, opt for low-fat or non-dairy alternatives. Try almond milk, oat milk, or soy milk in place of whole milk. When it comes to cheese, choose lower-fat varieties or experiment with plant-based cheeses. Instead of butter, try avocado or olive oil. They're full of healthy fats that don't contribute to inflammation. By making these changes, you can reduce your intake of inflammation-inducing foods and enjoy meals that are both delicious and better for your health. It's a win-win for your taste buds and your body. Conclusion: we've covered a lot of ground in our exploration of hidden dangers in your diet. From sugars and refined carbs to trans fats, processed meats, and high-fat dairy, it's clear that the food we eat plays a significant role in our health and inflammation levels. The good news? You have the power to make changes. By choosing whole, unprocessed foods, reducing sugar and trans fats, you can significantly reduce inflammation and improve your overall health. Start small, replace a sugary snack with a piece of fruit, swap processed meats for lean proteins, or try plant-based milk instead of dairy. Every positive change counts. Remember, creating a healthier diet is a journey, not a sprint. Take it one step at a time, and soon, you'll find yourself feeling more energetic and less prone to inflammation. Thanks for joining us on this journey. Here's to making healthier choices and enjoying a life with less inflammation and more vitality.